way we come into this world leaves a blueprint in our life and in our soul. The way we come into this world reveals our society, reflects and affects our culture. Doulas are here to receive, with an open heart, a grounded body and a centered mind, a new life in the way it deserves to be welcomed into this world.
Being a doula means that I have the blessings and the magic of sharing the sacred space surrounding new life.
Being a doula is kind of like being a form of protection for the new family. They're doing this work of learning and bonding, and as a doula, I create the conditions for them to be able to do that.
Is someone who will be with you in this emotional space of giving birth and support you and go with you in the deep dive of birth.
In Greece, I think it's the only country in the world that we do not actually use the word doula, which in Greece is a word that still exists. It's not a dead ancient Greek word. It's a living word, and it is pronounced doula, and it means slave. And it's considered to have come from people who were, there was an American author who was writing about breastfeeding support, and she was looking for a term to talk about somebody who supports, who serves a woman back in the 70s. And in my knowledge, an immigrant Greek woman was asked, and she said, well, the woman who serves another woman is called doula. So that came as a term. In Greek, because we don't find that appropriate, we use the term maternity assistant, which has its pros and cons, but that has stuck. So this is what it's called in Greece, voithos mitrotitas.
The work that we do is so different from what a midwife does. It's on a completely different level.
As a doula, you understand the process of labour and birth, the physiological, the hormonal, mental, emotional, spiritual. You understand the process, and you know the options that are available within your local health services, so you can balance those two things, and you can signpost people to access the care and expert support that they might need or want at any stage of the fertility journey.
My definition for a doula would be the person that bridges the gap in the perinatal care.
I've been a doula since I was 25, that's 50 years, and I've lost count of the number of women I've helped. I suppose I became a doula when one of the couples I taught, one of the first couples I taught, asked me to be at their home birth.
I think I can say I helped several hundred of women during all these years.
I am a doula and a women's circle facilitator, a celebrant, and I'm also director of a social enterprise supporting women and girls. I've been a doula for 16 years.
I've been a doula for a few years now. I've helped around 20 families.
I am a doula, and I'm owner of Family Center for Pregnant Women and their family.
I am a doula, childbirth educator, and integrative body therapist.
And I also cooperate sexual education courses for primary schools.
I am one of the first doulas in Ukraine because I am a doula during 16 years.
I'm doula for the past almost 15 years now. I actually was one of the first doulas here. I started working even before I knew what doula is. I didn't even think to be a doula. I was a scientist and I was happy doing what I was doing. But then my cousin asked me to go with her because her husband was not able to. He needed to babysit the older child. And I said, well, I can babysit. No, you come with me to the birth. I went and I fell in love.
I'm a doula and a family therapist that specializes in attachment and bonding. I have been a doula for over 15 years now, and I'm one of the first doulas in Iceland.
I am a doula since 2009, and I've probably been with about 60 to 70 couples. When I'm not a doula, I am a farmer. With my husband, we have a small farm in the Swiss mountains, a beautiful place, very diverse, with milk sheep, we make cheese, we have bees and horses, and a huge self-sufficient garden with veggies and fruit. So it's a very colorful life we have, and I think farming is not that different from doulaing. It follows the cycle of life. As a doula, you follow the cycle of a pregnancy and the first few months of the life of a child.
Doulas have been around since the beginning of time. We are sisters, we are mothers, we are aunts, we are friends, we have been by birthing women's sides since the beginning of time.
Being a doula is definitely not a new discovery. There's always been people supporting other people around the birth and the new life. So in our time, the new thing is that this has been made into a profession, and it follows certain standards and rules, and as other professions, they vary according to country or according even to area. The tax issue comes in, so lots of parameters, but again, the actual calling of the doula, which is to serve a family emotionally, informationally, as an advocate, is something that's always been there. This is one reason why I think most doulas that I meet are very good at what they're doing, because it's something that's not new. It's not something that you enter the training and you start afresh. Some people are supporting others in divorce or in the end of life or in any other aspect that's a change, a transition. But the thing is that we have all, at some point of our lives, been supported and probably supported our loved ones with our attention, with our touch, with our ears, our eyes, and our souls and hearts. So I think that's another nice thing, that it's something very, very old, and we know already how to do it.
I am a professional doula. I am also running our association. I'm a doula mentor, so this is all I do.
I know that there's many new doulas in the world right now who are becoming doulas because they are looking for a sustainable profession, and in some places of the world they can do that.
I guess the doula service can be seen as a profession. For me, it's a little different. It is more like a vocation. It was maybe a call. It provides you with an income.
It is a very special profession because you have to give not only your time, your work, your knowledge, but also your heart. It is a profession that has no regular working hours. It involves a lot also your family life.
I just truly felt that felt called. That's really what it is. It's a calling, essentially.
When I was giving birth to my daughter, who is now 26, I had a good medical team, but I felt very, very alone, very badly serviced. I got very depressed for about a year, and I had an experience that I would not wish to people who welcome their new family. So I came to understand that what I would have needed is a doula. And that's when I started looking into me becoming one.
I developed the wish to be working in the birth world after our 5th child was born. We had a beautiful birth experience, and I just had the need or the joy to tell the whole world about how beautiful birth can be.
In order to become a doula, one needs the ability to simply be beside a pregnant or labouring woman, to be humble, loving, aware and grounded, a selfless soul with good communication skills and an appropriate sense of humour.
The other thing that I think it is really important is when you finish this basic education to start developing your personal skills and your personal development as a human being. I think that is important.
All doulas I know, they're doing a lot of self-work, a lot of education, and they're following a lot of training that maybe other professions don't necessarily have to, because once you become whatever you become, you're not asked to make your knowledge more and more. But with doulas, I think as things change in the world, and the systems change and needs of the people change, doulas tend to be more and more willing and in pursuing other training, more trainings, to understand human relationships and needs that are necessary to fulfill for the families and the couples. And there's so many parameters in this profession and in this calling, having to do with the human relationships, having to do with relationships with other professions, perinatal professions, with marketing and being out in the world, with following the political circumstances and how you support people in political upheavals.
It's also very good to go through a special doula training so that you have a very good knowledge about pregnancy, birth, breastfeeding, postpartum, etc. It's also very good to know human rights, for instance, and most of all, have a good knowledge about the doula profession and know very well the boundaries of this profession.
I don't do any medical exams, no bachelor exams. I don't give any advice. I really hope and pray that when I work with my clients, nothing ever comes across as advice. Many people come to me saying, we really want an advocate in the birth room with us. And I'll first, ask them, what is it that you're looking for in an advocate? And they'll usually tell me that, there's a doctor or there's a this or there's that are bringing up red flags for them. And so, I'm like, okay, so let's listen to those red flags. What are those red flags telling you? What are you feeling with those red flags coming up? And they inevitably, share one thing or the other that helps them to realize that, maybe I should be thinking about a different place to give birth, or think about a different care provider that might be more aligned with the work, with my vision of how I'd like things to unfold.
means love.
For me, doula is practicing being there.
For me, a doula means caring.
For me, doula is 2 arms to cuddle you.
It's a glass of water when you are thirsty. A flashlight in the darkness.
For me, a doula is a guardian to the unknown.
Wise partner during the birth.
Advocate of continuing life.
Doula is empowerment.
Pure presence.
Really meaningful work.
Is a witness to the birth of the future and guide to the gentle birth.
Is about being a silent server to the community.
For me, a doula is a sister.
Doula is love.
Another rainy day passed. My friend left me alone. And his life, like wrestling, is announcing another fighter. And I'm thinking, what should I do? Should I make a face like I don't know anything? Or should I pretend that I'm running away? Or should I take everything as it is? When I'm thinking about you, yes, my thoughts are melting like candles on your chest. I would like to melt